Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name's Abby and for today's video I'm going to be landscaping the marketplace that I have planned to have behind my shops. This is going to be a slightly quicker landscaping video than usual because it is a much smaller area, but this is actually one of my favourite landscaping videos that I've done. I love how it turns out in the end, so you're going to have to keep watching to see what it looks like. I'm just starting out by replacing this flooring. The reason I have that square in the middle is I can't decide if I want to have some kind of feature in the middle of the space, so I just marked out where the middle of it was by using that grass square. I decided to use these brick paths because even though I'm using the path all over the rest of my island, I felt like it was too big a space to use it all here. I sometimes find with that path, as beautiful as it is, when the light is at like a certain level, it starts to look really reflective and it kind of bothers me, and I didn't want a big area of that. I prefer to keep that just kind of small paths going around the island, so I'm using this brick path here. I'm hoping it'll all tie in the end and it won't stand out too much. I'm just making a few extra pieces of fence because I'm just going to start landscaping the little bit of grass area that's left around the square. I have a few trees and a few things that I've stored in my pockets. If you didn't watch my last video, you might not know that I recently time travelled back to November, or I should say forward to November, so that I could get some of the mush DIYs and the mush items, so you can see me placing some of those whilst I'm landscaping. I'm trying to use similar items that I've used in the rest of the island so that this area still matches in with the rest of the island, even though it's a little more built up than the rest of the island. Like, there's a lot more furniture items in this area than anywhere else. So now I'm starting to gather the stalls and kind of place them where I think they might go. As usual, I gathered a lot of items to use in this area, but I actually separated them up into different stalls so that everything was ready to go. So I'm just picking up each stall or table that I'm using and trying to get them all to fit into this space nicely. I tried to squeeze an extra stall in on this side, but it didn't work in the end and I ended up removing it because I just felt it looked a little bit too crowded. So I'm starting with the toy stall and just gathering all the items that I'm going to use in this space. I actually used some QR designs on the floor as well, just kind of a little rug in front of the stall to make it look a little bit more dressed up. This definitely ended up being my favourite stall because it was so colourful. Next I'm starting on the pet stall. This is where I decided to get rid of that stall because it was just too crowded. I didn't have enough space to put all the items in that I wanted for the other stalls. Again, I'm just using some QRs in front of this stall here. This is a little book stall. And then the first idea I had for that centre area was a wishing well. You'll see in a moment that it didn't go quite to plan. So I thought this wishing well would go perfectly in the middle of this square. This is a 2x2 square, so I thought it would sit perfectly in the middle, but as you can see it doesn't, and I was very upset by that. And I ended up changing it later on. Like, I left it for now because I thought it looked okay, but I ended up coming back and changing it a little bit later on. So now I'm just gathering the items for the plant stall. I ended up with too many plants for this area and had to take a couple out. I feel like it's better to have too many items for an area than not enough, so I'm not too bothered that I had way too many items for this area. So I'm just nicking the little stool that I made for the fragrance stall. I ended up getting rid of and used it in the plant stall instead, just so I didn't have to put that little moss ball on the ground. And I ended up getting stuck behind the stall, so I had to do like a big jump to get back to where I was. Next, I'm starting to work on the cafe. This is the little stall at the front of the market. So I'm putting a little table out that I can put the big cake on. And I'm just grabbing these iron tables that I made to put about so that you could sit in the market space and have a drink. I really wanted to use the mom candles, so I put them on this little table so that I could still use them in this space because they're just so pretty. I had to use them. This is where I realised that that chair was blocking you from even getting into the market, so I removed it. And here is where I ended up changing up this middle bit a bit. At first I tried to put a stump in there, that didn't look right, and then I changed it to mud, still didn't look right. So I had a look through to see what else I could put in this space, and I thought an outdoor bath would look really good, so that's just me making an outdoor bath now so we can see if that works. These are two annoying DIYs to make because you have to make like a shovel and things to be able to make them, so I wasted a lot of ingredients, I guess. Are they called ingredients? I don't know, but I wasted a lot of them making these, but in the end I do stick with the outdoor bath. I think it looks quite nice in this area, but I decided to cover up those green bits that were showing by just putting some of the flooring down. So next I'm grabbing the bits for the sewing stall. This is another one of my favourite stalls. I love how they all ties together because I use so much blue throughout this stall. It just looks super cute. I was definitely struggling to find a spot for this spinning wheel. And then the final stall is the music stall, so I'm just putting the items out for that. I have like an amp and a box of records, just anything I thought would go in a little music stall. This stall is a little bit hidden behind nooks, and it's not my favourite stall, so I don't mind that it's quite hidden. So that's pretty much the market done. I'm just going to add some extra bits out the front just to kind of start to fill in that area, but I'll definitely include the rest of it once I start landscaping the shops. So I did just add a few items out here. You'll notice that I actually had some bushes for this landscape video. Normally I just seem to run out of bushes straight away and never have them when I'm landscaping, so for once I did. Now I'm just trying to work out where the entrance to the market would be. And I decided it's actually going to be on this right side, so then I started putting all the items on the left side. I think boxes just look really good outside any shop or market. And of course I love my little tricycles, they're just the cutest little item ever. Now I'm just finishing up by adding some path. I'm just adding a few more details, so I added a little box into this area. And then that is pretty much all of the landscaping that I'm going to be doing in this video. So this is the finished market area. As you can see, I've only done this point. These flowers are not here to stay, they're just where I store all of my flowers. But this is a little market space. I actually think it's turned out so cute. We have a little coffee stall here, or like a little cake shop. So we have like a big, well, it's a wedding cake, but I'm just using it as like a normal cake. And we have like the tea cozy, which is so cute. And some little tables that you can sit out on, because I feel like in markets they always tend to have like a cafe anyway, so I wanted to include that. We have a little book stall and then a little plant stall as well. I did have a few more plants that I tried to fit in here, but they just didn't fit. We have my favourite stall, which is this cute little toy stall here, which I think looks so adorable. I want to press this little thing. And then next to that we have the pet stall. On here I just have a little hamster cage, we have a little pet bed, we also have a kitty tower and a pet food bowl. And then we have the sewing stall. You can't quite see it, but the sewing kit that's on here actually matches the stall, which I think is quite cute. And then this last one is a little music stall. So it's a pretty small area that I've worked on today, but I think it looks so cute, and once my shops are landscaped as well, I think this area is going to be one of my favourites. So I am super happy with how this area has turned out. As always guys, please do give me your feedback. If there's any way you think I can improve this, please do like and subscribe. If you did enjoy this video, comment down below with any future video ideas, and a huge thank you for watching. Bye guys. Mwah.